Okay, and my first question is, can you tell me a little bit about the start of your photograph?
Yeah, so Dear Photograph started in 2011, and it's been a project that's been ongoing ever since, and forever just always changing. And how it started was I was sitting at my kitchen table with my family, and we were looking through old photographs after dinner one night, and I came across a photo of my brother who was sitting in the exact same spot that he was in a photo from our photo album. So I pulled it out of the photo album and I held it up in the same spot because I was sitting in the spot where my mom took the original photo, and I held it up, and I just got my brand new Canon 7D. So I was excited to use my camera, and I was like, I'm going to take a photo of this photo within a photo. And so I did. And then there was on the same page, there was like a few more photos from around the house and around the yard. I think there's around 6 other ones that I did. And I went and did the exact same thing and held it up and took a photo in the same spot. And then Tumblr was really big at the time, and it was very easy to use and accessible. So I uploaded the photos to Tumblr, and when I uploaded the photos, it asked me to add a caption. And I thought, okay, how can I speak to the photograph? How can I tell the story about what's happened between the past and the present? And when you write a letter to somebody, you write dear whoever. So I was writing a letter to the photograph, and I wrote dear photograph, and that's kind of where the whole project got going. I uploaded the 6 or 7 photos onto my Tumblr, sent it to a bunch of friends, which they replied saying, hey, can I do my own dear photograph? And that's where the user generated content came from. And then it became a project with everybody's memories, and it snowballed from there, it hit the front page of Reddit a few days later. I had people emailing me and calling me, asked me to make it into a book a few days later. And eventually I signed a book deal with HarperCollins here in Canada and the US. And then we also made a Korean version of the book as well, and spent a ton of time traveling around telling people stories. And yeah, it was incredible for the first few years. It was nonstop. I was doing exhibits and doing like I did a TEDx talk, and tons of media. Everybody really related to it in some way, because we've all had someone who's passed away, or someone who we have a fond memory of, that we want to go back, and we want to go back into that window in time and be there again with those people that we miss, or those memories that we want to cling on to. So it was, for me, it was a very humbling experience to be able to kind of be the keeper of people's memories, and to always have something to look back on, to remember, and to remind me that we only have this one life, life's short, and to enjoy those moments that we have with family and friends, and to keep on taking pictures, because we never know when we're going to be traveling back through time into that photograph to try to relive it.
And were you surprised by this enormous response you got?
Yeah, I was. I was a 21-year-old kid who just got out of college and was trying to figure out what I was going to be doing after school. I was in marketing and advertising, and at the time I was working for BlackBerry when this took off here in Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. And yeah, it had a mind of its own, really. At the time, Instagram just kind of started, so it was like this cool thing that people were interested in, kind of like nostalgic, kind of like how Instagram and their filters were making it cool to post your photos in like this old school way. So I think it was a right place at the right time kind of thing. And I was working hard to create things online at the time, and this one just, it hit, and it was really cool because it had to do with everything that I enjoy. And I'm a nostalgic guy. I keep old newspapers. I love going to the antique market. I'm a photographer. So it was really everything that I enjoyed, and the media, they loved it. And I met so many cool people through this project, a lot of opportunities, and I'm super grateful that it did have its mind of its own and snowballed into this worldwide phenomenon of deer photograph.
How many photos have you received until today?
Over 10,000. We've posted, I think, around 1,200 photos on the website, and there's 160 in the book. So there's still lots to go through, and I'm looking forward to continuing to always share all these people's memories.
And are these photographs submitted from the whole world or other specific countries?
Yeah, no, it's a worldwide project. I've had photos from all over the place, but the countries where you see the most photos from are from here in Canada, obviously, the US, the UK. I've seen a ton from Germany, which has been great. And yeah, it's mostly North America and Europe where you'll see a lot of the photographs, but have tons from a few from here and there across the world, which is really cool to see. People just do it in different countries when I was just sitting at my kitchen table trying to make a fun little project on Tumblr and see how it's like people from all over the world now enjoy it. Yeah, it's crazy.
And for the exhibition, we have selected 9 photographs, which are all about a personal loss. Can you tell me a little bit about the other photographs? What are the main topics in the photographs?
Yeah. So death is 100% the I guess the biggest category of deer photographs, just because the reason for that is that people don't have those folks around anymore, and they want to be able to step into time again and be with them once more. So death is definitely the biggest one. I would say about 80 to 90% of the photographs have to do with someone who's passed away. The other ones are more so friends who may not be in the same country anymore, people who don't see certain people. I've had a few that are from folks who were adopted. I've had some that have to do with like funny incidents that have happened before that have been photographed. A lot of people, I've had a few people who tell their story of coming out and being gay, which is we have one in the book, which is really cool to see someone talking about that through a photograph and explaining their past self compared to their present self and what they've gone through. So there's really like a wide variety of categories of people that are telling certain stories, whatever theme it may be, that has to do with their life. But yeah, death is definitely the top one, with a ton of other ones in between there.
Is there one photograph for which you would say this is the most impressive to you?
I mean, I'll be cliche with it. They're all beautiful, amazing stories and photographs. The one that sticks out to me has to be there was a photographer who sent it in from a photograph from September 11th of one of the towers that was smoky and on fire, and you just obviously that there was thousands of people who lost their lives that day from the photograph. But it also in the foreground it shows, or in the photo that they're holding up, it shows the tower. But then in the background, you see the new tower being built, and you see a yellow taxi cab underneath that's driving by really fast. It's kind of blurred out. And it kind of gives you that feeling that that things are always moving in New York, and things are always being rebuilt, and it just kind of shows the past and the present change. And the caption, I believe, for the photo was it was like I was astounded at what my eyes were seeing. And it just kind of shows what happened between then and between now, and how New York is still moving and still always moving. But it's hard. Like, I'm having a hard time explaining it just because it's such a powerful photograph. Everybody, you take a look at it and everybody knows that it's from September 11th and knows what happened that day. You don't even need a caption to really explain it. It's a very short caption that goes with the photo, but it's definitely the one that sticks out in my mind, just because it's so powerful.
And are there other participatory projects you have done, or some you have planned for the future?
Yeah, so Dear Photograph actually turns 10 years old in 2021. So we're planning a big year for that. It's unfortunate that we can't go around the world and do an exhibit or do a bunch of exhibits. So we're going to be here in Canada we're looking at doing a cross Canadian tour of the not the not the best photographs of deer photograph, but some that stick out over the last 10 years that we've gotten. And we're also looking at, within that, having a participant, people can participate in different cities here in Canada, depending on which cities we end up choosing. So everybody keep on the lookout for that. We're also releasing a short documentary in 2021, working with one of my close documentary friends here in Kitchener and Waterloo to produce that. We're going to be making a documentary about how photographs evoke emotion from people, and talking to different people about how photographs affect us. And that'll be released on the 10-year anniversary. So May 25th, we'll be releasing that. So lots in the pipeline for Deer Photograph for our 10-year anniversary. And as always, people can participate by submitting their own photo to us. You can visit deerphotograph.com and go to submit button and submit their own deer photograph, and we'll post it to our website once we sift through the thousands of the other photos. So.
Okay, thank you very much for your answers.
Thank you. Appreciate it.